What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we all already know, Black Ops 6 isn't doing too hot. A lot of the players are ditching this game. And for example, on Steam, pretty much every single individual who has picked up this title has dropped it off by the end of December, which is absolutely mind-boggling. Exclusive Ace actually put out a little bit of a comparison. Was it Exclusive Ace or Near Cinema? Someone put out a comparison where Modern Warfare 3 didn't start to see a complete decline until the middle of the next year, whereas Black Ops 6 literally saw a full decline basically within a month and a half to two, which is once again mind-boggling. Of course, people are putting the blame on many things like skill-based matchmaking, the servers, the horrible anti-cheat, which is definitely to blame. And don't get me wrong, I agree with each and every one of those statements, Even though some of the other things don't affect me as much as others, it's still relevant. People are still talking about it. People are still having issues. So, of course, I'll go ahead and address it. But, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be real with you. I think I know one major reason why Black Ops 6 is not doing as hot compared to other previous Call of Duty titles, and no, it has nothing to do with any of the things I just listed. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go and dive deep, if you guys are interested in more content just like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. Post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. And also, if you guys are interested in any of my live streams, I do stream Monday through Saturday where you can watch me, go ahead and critique these games live and in action. So, of course, if you guys are interested, you want to hang out with me, chat it up, or even hop into the open lobbies, by all means, you can find a link to that channel down in the description of this video. Now, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, there's a lot of reasons for why Black Ops 6 is crumbling a little bit, but when it comes to why the mass majority of casual players, because again, YouTube, Twitch streamers, although they do bring in millions of people, at the end of the day, they are nothing compared to the mass audience of individuals who don't give a crap about anything related to social media. They see Call of Duty, they go ahead and scoop it up. I think one of the biggest reasons for why we are seeing such a massive decline in those individuals is because Black Ops 6 is extraordinarily sweaty. Now, again, I know people are going to say, well, JB, that's obvious, The skill-based matchmaking is ramped through the roof, so clearly every single match is going to be hyper-competitive, which, again, I agree with you guys. But I'm talking about the game itself, the foundation of the game, how the developers went ahead and developed it. As a sweaty player myself, this game fits right up my alley. I'll be real. I've said it time and time and time again. If this game didn't have ramped up skill-based matchmaking, the servers were better and had a much better anti-cheat. Of course, I have some complaints when it comes to Treyarch and how they're handling a lot of the, communication. Again, community noted a ton over on Twitter. So, we need to work on things like that because Sledgehammer Games did a phenomenal job with, growing that bond between community and developers. And I don't want to see it go away because Treyarch doesn't want to bother with it, because I'll be honest, it does take a lot of work, and I'm just hoping that they're up to the task of maintaining that work. But when it comes to the game itself, movement, gunplay, all of the above, it's very, very, very hyper-competitive. I mean, the skill gap in this game alone, based off of the movement, nothing else, nothing more, just the movement alone, makes it extremely hard and frustrating for a casual, new player to come into the experience and actually enjoy themselves. I mean, pair that with everything else in the game. The streaks are extraordinarily hard to obtain. I mean, the majority of the time, if you're going to be getting an AC-130 within Black Ops 6, you have to try. I truly mean this. And I know skill-based matchmaking does play a part in why it's so hard to, do this, and the matches are always hyper-competitive. I just got done making a video or putting a video together about this very exact topic that, since the beginning of time, the lack of skill-based matchmaking and the variety of lobbies allowed everybody to kind of indulge in everything the game has to offer. But in a game like Black Ops 6, the streaks are very rough to obtain. Now, Treyarch has behind the scenes tweaked the numbers to allow these streaks, but I'll be real, the mass majority of the time when I'm playing with any other individuals, especially a lot of my homies, nobody is really going to go ahead and drop any of these streaks. I don't even know if any of them have ever even obtained a chopper gunner or an AC-130 within Black Ops 6, unless anybody has gone ahead and started to reverse boost. It's rough. It's very hard for a new player to get any of those streaks because you have to really ram it home, not only with kills, but with OBJ as well, and that takes a lot of experience at the end of the day. Not really if it wasn't, so hard to get the streaks, but since the streaks are set so high, yeah, it does take a lot of experience. And I mean, pair that all with the map designs that we have within Black Ops 6. They are all so condensed, very sweaty formulas where, again, it's go and rush to the first head glitch and get ready to beam. And again, it's nothing wrong with that formula. I enjoy having maps like that scattered throughout the game. But when every single map follows that exact same formula, again, it turns into a very competitive experience. I think that's one of the main reasons why so many people that I see personally who are casual gamers are enjoying Modern Warfare 3, 2023 so much, because it has all of the OG Modern Warfare 2 2009 maps, which, as we all know, those were not competitive maps whatsoever, not in any way, shape, or form. Back in the day, Treyarch was more of the competitive team. Now, of course, Treyarch still had their, fair few maps scattered across that weren't competitive layouts. But compared to Infinity Ward never really hyper-focused that mentality. So OG Modern Warfare 2 2009 maps, you have your high-rise and stuff, but then you also have stuff like, Wasteland and Afghan and, Quarry. All these different maps that are big, have multiple different flank routes, tons of camping spots, which I know people are going to bash me for saying that we should have maps that are semi-like that. But again, if the map is designed correctly, those camping spots can be outplayed as well. It's basically the best of all worlds. And they kind of followed that formula going with all the DLC maps within Modern Warfare 3 2023. Of course, they scattered a few, very small condensed maps into the mix because, of course, Modern Warfare 2 2009 maps, there were like no small maps. So, the game needed some small maps. But a lot of their medium to large maps follow the same formula of trying to allow pretty much anybody to enjoy the experience. If you wanted to camp, you can camp. If you wanted to run and gun, you can run and gun. If you wanted to use snipers, you could do so. LMGs, you could do so. ARs or SMGs. Everything was welcome in the map pool that we had with the Modern Warfare 3. And most importantly of all, we had breathing room. I think that is most important for a lot of casual players. Again, for someone that's competitive like me, I don't mind, Again, a lot of these maps I don't think are the best, but let's be real here. When it comes to the map, pool in Black Ops 6, there's no breathing room. You have to be literally locked in 24/7, ready to go, ready for an engagement around every single corner that you turn. Like, you have to be snorting a line in order to perform within Black Ops 6. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily, but for someone who's working all day long, or they're coming back and they just want to kick back a little bit, it's a very, very, very stressful experience compared to loading up a match on Afghan, where they can actually take their time and breathe a little bit, get into the flow of the game, get their bearings set, and then maybe they can start to get a little bit more competitive, try to go for some crazier streaks. But in Black Ops 6, you don't really get offered that opportunity. You are thrown right into the mix, right into the crap. And there's not many other maps that are going to pull you away from that experience, if I'm going to be honest with you guys. Basically, the moral of the story here is that this game right here, Black Ops 6, is a very hyper-competitive game. And yes, skill-based matchmaking does not make that any better. If this game had a more toned-back skill-based matchmaking, I think it will be more playable. But even with a toned-back skill-based matchmaking, with how all the fundamentals of this game are, it would still be very sweaty, very competitive. It's not like what it was back in the day where you didn't have a limited sprint. The best movement tech that you could have is a B-hop or maybe a drop shot. I mean, have you seen the way people move in Black Ops 6? Forget me, forget my gameplay. Just look at some of the pros who play Black Ops 6. And like over half the lobbies that you run into are probably going to be playing like those pros. But the movement tech is wild in this game. And honestly, it produces a major skill gap. So, ladies and gentlemen, honestly, that is one of the main reasons why I feel like a lot of people are indeed falling off of Black Ops 6. Again, I know there's other things contributing to the overall downfall, like, again, skill-based matchmaking, servers, anti-cheat, the community feeling a little left out with all the community notes going on Twitter, not much trust between the developers and the community. But again, there is a massive, massive amount of people who don't give a crap about any of that stuff, and they just see the name Call of Duty, and they're going to load up that title because it's the recent COD game. And I genuinely feel that deep down, this game is just very competitive, and a lot of people, hopping into it, if they were given an option between sticking with this game or to go back to Modern Warfare 3, I think the mass majority of them would go over to Modern Warfare 3. Not just because all the sweats left Modern Warfare 3 and they're all in Black Ops 6 right now, but just because it's not as complex of a game. Now, don't get me wrong, Modern Warfare 3 is still a complex game, but it's nowhere close to being as complex as Black Ops 6. I mean, to learn the movement in Modern Warfare 3, it took me a week. I'm still, after all these months, trying to, really truly, fully understand all the tech that I can actually take advantage of. Again, the maps, no breathing room. You get right into the action, and if you're not ready for that, if you're not alert and, ready to go all the time, it's going to be a bit of a turnoff. Modern Warfare 3, that's not the case. A lot of the maps give you plenty of space, plenty of breathing room. And for someone who might not be as competitive, that is, 2 thumbs up. But again, I want to know what you guys think down in the comment section. For all the casual people out there, what do you guys think of Black Ops 6? And please, answer this question not thinking of all the other factors that I've mentioned. Like I said, skill-based matchmaking, servers, blah, 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 blah. With all that stuff put aside, do you simply think that this game just might be a little too competitive? But ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post daily here at 8 morning Eastern time. And of course, if you guys are interested in any of my live streams, I stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch, starting between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern time. Of course, if you guys want to tune in, I got a link to that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.